Now, well, in a move that could further escalate the US-Canada tensions, the Chinese court has sentenced a Canadian man to death for smuggling drugs. After the death sentence, Canada has, of course, warned its citizens about the risk of arbitrary enforcement of local laws in China. The Chinese court retried Robert Lloyd, who had appealed his original 15-year prison sentence, and decided on his execution. The court said that Lloyd had conspired with others in an attempt to smuggle 222 kilograms of banned substance from China to Australia in late 2014. He was arrested in December that year. The Canadian has argued in court that he was a tourist visiting China and was framed by criminals. Meanwhile, the move has angered Canada, with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accusing China of arbitrarily using the death penalty. The court's ruling and Trudeau's reaction could aggravate already sour relations between China and Canada following the arrest of Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou in Canada and China's subsequent detention of 2 Canadians as well.
Government, we actually strengthened the policy that requires the Canadian government to always intercede on behalf of Canadian facing the death penalty anywhere in the world. We will continue to do that as we have in this case. But I will say it is of extreme concern to us as a government, as it should be to all our international friends and allies, that China has chosen to begin to arbitrarily apply death penalty in cases facing, as in this case, facing a Canadian.
And joining us live to talk a little bit more about this is Patrick Falk, who joins us now from Hong Kong Live. And Patrick, thanks very much for talking to us this afternoon. Now, what more details can you give us about the trial and the justification for the death sentence here?
Well, Robert Lloyd Schellenberg was detained in 2015 and was convicted last year for attempting to smuggle more than 200 kilograms of methamphetamine into Australia. And for that, he received a sentence of 15 years in jail and a fine of $22,000. Now, he appealed against that verdict. And over the course of that appeal, prosecutors say that new evidence emerged, new evidence involving a witness by the name of Su Ching, who we are told was Schellenberg's translator. Now, details of that new evidence are slightly unclear, but the suggestion is that Schellenberg may have been involved in a wider drug trafficking ring. Reports say that there were 70 observers present at the retrial on Monday, observers including many foreign journalists. And we are told that the whole trial happened very quickly, and the sentencing took just about 20 minutes. We're also told that Su Ching didn't look Schellenberg in the eye at all over the course of the proceedings and wasn't able to recall a lot of the details of this new evidence and had to refer to a written statement. Now, according to the Chinese, the new evidence justifies the harsher sentencing. Under Chinese law, any appeal cannot increase any punishment, but because of the new evidence, it is allowed to do so. But according to Schellenberg's lawyer, there was never enough evidence to convict him in the first place, and this new evidence should never have been admitted either.
Right. And Patrick, then to what extent is it fair to say that Schellenberg has been caught up in a diplomatic tussle between China and Canada over the Huawei CFO's arrest, and who's been currently being held in Vancouver?
Well, look, the Canadians are very clearly connecting the two cases. We heard a moment ago Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying that he would personally intercede in the matter. And Canada has also warned Canadians that China is arbitrarily detaining citizens, and, or rather that it's arbitrarily handing out a death sentence here to Schellenberg. And in a new twist, Canada has also warns Chinese citizens now that Chinese citizens may be arbitrarily detained by the Canadians. Now, analysts say that if indeed the Chinese are connecting the two cases, it's sending a message to Canada that it is deadly serious about wanting Canada to release Meng Wanzhou. But this is looking like the relationship between the two countries is going to take a turn for the worse, and this is possibly bad news for Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig, the two other Canadians that are being held by China at this moment. Another thing that is worth taking into account, though, that this isn't exactly new. China does have laws that may involve executing people for drug trafficking crimes.
All right, Patrick, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the latest there from Hong Kong. Certainly things seem to be nosediving in terms of the relationship between China and Canada. Thanks for that.